All right, let's get into it. 10 minutes of meditation. I'm Jake. If you're new, welcome. For all of us that meditate here daily, let's begin. If you have your own practice, as always, go ahead and jump ahead to the silence, maybe a couple minutes, maybe further, but jump into the silence and I'll stop the 10 minutes with a chime. So I'll say a few principles that I always begin our sessions with, and then offer my meditation practice to you that I'll be doing today. If you'd like to join me, and then we'll get into it. To begin, you're not your thoughts. You're not your mind. You're not your senses. You're not your moods or emotions. You are not the mind-body. You are prior to that. You are conscious awareness. Test this. Test this for yourself. For the next 10 minutes, as you're meditating, sitting, standing, eyes open or closed, test by witnessing thoughts as they come. Allow them to be there. Witness emotions, sensations, all of the senses, everything that is perceived. Allow them to be, but watch them, witness them. And even as you're watching and witnessing, observe your personal identity. That's your attachments, your beliefs, your intentions, your analysis, your critical analysis of the past, your imagination, desire for the future. But to make it very simple, anything that's perceivable, whether it's a sensation like the cold of a room, and you think, I'm cold, I should get a blanket. Witness any I statements or witness any kind of emotional attachment, analysis, thoughts that come in the form of I, or that relate back to the person with your name and your experiences, your personality. When you witness these, allow them to be, just like everything else that's perceived. And in this, just to make it even more simple, remain impersonal, detached, and don't buy into or react to anything that is witnessed. And in this place, rest in the natural beingness of state of awareness. So rest here, and what's great is you don't have to do anything. There's nothing to do. There's no questions to ask to find answers. The questions and answers recede and dissolve and disappear when we remain as conscious awareness. We witness all that arrives through our senses, internally and externally, we witness. And then just witness the container of all of your intentions and beliefs and thoughts and analysis and judgment that is contained in, who you are as a person. And as you're witnessing, remain impersonal. Notice, allow, and then let it float like clouds in the sky. Remain as the sky itself that contains all of the changing will of reality, but we remain the vastness, unchangeable, unmoving, impersonal, shapeless essence that holds all of reality. Remain as the witness. So remain here, be shapeless. Don't be a container that holds the idea that, I'm I'm meditating to achieve enlightenment. What even does that mean for you, right? Maybe self-realization is your goal. Whatever your goal is for meditation, you are already that which you're seeking. You're already the peace, the rest, the joy, the relief, the removal of suffering. All of that is yours. The tranquility, the transcendence, all of it that we're searching for on the spiritual path is already yours. You are just believing in, identifying with the illusion of the mind and time and personal identity. When you witness the mind and time and personal identity, you remain detached, impersonal, and just as the witness, as awareness. You'll notice that everything moves and changes. This is the test. Everything moves and changes. Thoughts move and change. Moods and sensations move and change. Your personality, your personal identity moves and changes. We have different experiences. We reflect and have regrets, and we reminisce about beautiful moments, sad moments, painful moments. We imagine a future that's good, bad, ugly, happy, sad, joyful, and we can be here in the present moment and name the present moment even. What I'm asking is not to name anything. Remain as the impersonal awareness, shapeless, empty, and realize for yourself what is more permanent, natural, unchangeable, right? So as the awareness, you'll notice that everything is changeable. Everything, internally and externally, is changeable. So test for yourself, what is unchangeable? What is permanent? What is your natural state? Realize for yourself through meditation, through remaining as the impersonal, shapeless, conscious awareness. Be empty, do nothing, but witness. And be impersonal. And notice the subtlety in that. You may notice a calm, a relief, a relaxation. You may notice a expansion of your awareness. You may actually feel one with reality and notice all that is within you and outside of you. When we stop identifying with the mind, the senses, the personal identity, the moods, and remain as awareness. Ask yourself, what is here? What is here but relief, peace, emptiness? Taste that freshness of life. When we remove the illusion, remember, when you are in this place of impersonal, shapeless, conscious awareness, all will come knocking at your door. Thoughts and emotions and moods and the senses, analysis and judgment and belief and intention and your personal identity and all that comes with these subtle thought forms of the mind. Be vigilant, focus, notice, but do not buy into or react or identify with anything that comes into your sphere of perception, anything that comes knocking at your door of awareness. Just witness. Be empty. Remain empty. Do not let anything fill you in terms of, thoughts, moods, sensations, tensions, beliefs, judgments, analysis. Nothing. And remain here for 10 minutes and realize for yourself what is more permanent and natural for you and yourself. Everything else changes, moves, is impermanent. What is permanent is the conscious awareness that you naturally are, receding past, receding what is prior to all that is nameable, that takes a shape, that is personal. Prior to that, there must be a witness. Prior to that is consciousness. What is closer to God, to oneness? Thoughts and your personal identity that is just made up. So that we can live with each other in community and society. What is prior to that? The witness, the one that recognizes. That is your natural state. Remain here. You're closer to the oneness of life, God, source, higher self, whatever you want to call it. Remain here for 10 minutes. Remain as the shapeless, impersonal, conscious awareness. Do nothing for 10 minutes, but witness. Remain impersonal. Stay here for 10 minutes. You can never leave. This is your natural state. But I just say that so that you can recognize for yourself what is more permanent. We begin our 10 minutes in 3, 2, 1. That's the end of our 10 minutes. Thank you for joining us here today for a meditation group daily session. As we move forward, I invite you to show up every day, ask questions in the comments. We have a lot of very experienced people here. Combined, I'm sure we have hundreds of years of experience. And on top of that, look back at past videos. There are some incredible comments there, recommendations, discussions about teachings. I like to answer the comments as well when we get some. If you want to ask a question for the next session, for example, leave a comment below and I'll answer it directly to you for tomorrow when I upload. And as always, you can send me an email if there's anything you would like, recommendations for teachers or anything you'd like me to highlight in terms of what you're interested in or needing for your practice. I'd love to support you, so send me an email. It's in the channel description. As always, if you would like to support me and our meditation group, you can find a link to a Buy Me a Coffee page where you can donate $1, $5. And what that does allows me to buy a coffee or a tea. So I appreciate your support, not just from showing up, but for being my accountability group here for myself and just allowing us to all join together and create this space of presence and awareness that we can all rest in. That's it for me. I'll see you all again tomorrow for another meditation session. Namaste.